We are coming down on the home stretch of the MLB season. We have 2 months left of the regular season. And with that, we wanted to update our power rankings like we have been doing for every single month. This will be our July power rankings. But before we get into it, welcome back to All It Takes No Whiffs. I'm Alex, and that's Christian. And man, some of these races are getting super tight. Besides the NL East, almost every single race is pretty close. The NL wild card is super, super close. There's like 6 teams within like half a game right now, or 2 games. So it's a super, super close race going into the final 2 months of the season.
Yeah, and the Orioles finally they overtook the Rays for a little, and that's a tight race now in the AL East, which is kind of a surprise, but not at the same time because the Rays obviously had their historic start, but have been showing some cracks. But to get right into it though, at number 10, we've got the Philadelphia Phillies. They've got a record of 57 and 49. And honestly, the Phillies, they're definitely showing signs of improvement, making the World Series last year. They're definitely a competitive team, but they had a rough stretch definitely to start the season off. Got hot for a little for sure, but I think they're holding on right now and definitely a top team, one of the better teams in baseball overall.
Oh yeah, this is one of the better teams in baseball right now. They've been super hot. Going into the All-Star break, they were really hot. After the All-Star break, they've been really hot. Would like to see Trey Turner pick it up. I know he's been struggling all year long, still kind of struggling. Kyle Schwarber's batting under 200, but he's almost got 30 home runs, so it's kind of insane right now. But this team, honestly, I'm super excited about. I think they're definitely going to be a playoff team, and I'm excited to see them the rest of the season. But our number 9 team in the MLB right now are the San Francisco Giants with a record of 58 and 49. And this, I feel like, has just been a super sneaky team this entire year. They've really been kind of just flying under the
Mhm.
radar. We know what happened in the offseason with them, and they kind of just have let that just go, and that's been really good for them in their organization. But Mitch Haniger, I know this guy hasn't played all year. I really hope he can come back soon. And this has just been a super solid team, honestly. I'm excited to see if they can maybe keep a race with the Dodgers. I know they're only 1 or 2 games back from them right now for the division lead.
Yeah, the Giants right now definitely exceeding my expectations for sure. I know they didn't get Arson Judge, and that sucks for them. But there's got a better record than my team, so I can't even
They're
can't
only
even
by like
talk
two
about.
games.
Yeah, but still better. And also with the Giants, what is it that they got the third best record in the National League right now? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's honestly that's something to shout them out on for sure. But honestly, even though they've got the third best record in the NL, I would have to say that the team that is tied with them for the third best record in the NL, the Cincinnati Reds, we actually have them at number 8. Honestly, I don't know if you could say they're a better team than the Giants straight up, but I feel like led by the young phenom Ellie De La Cruz, I definitely want to put the Reds up there right now. I feel like it just makes more sense right now if y'all get what I mean.
No, yeah, and they're a super exciting team to watch right now. They got like 5 or 6 rookies who are just tearing it up right now. Spencer Steer, he's an older rookie too. You also got Mac McClain. This dude has been an absolute stud this year, and he's a little shorter than most baseball players out there. So I absolutely love that. But it's been a really, really fun team to watch this year. They got the division lead right now. Hopefully, they can maybe keep it for the rest of the season, but I'm not too sure, honestly. I think the Milwaukee Brewers may walk out with the division, but maybe the Reds can kind of change that. But to move on to our number 17 in MLB right now, we have the Toronto Blue Jays, who have a record of 59 and 48. And the Blue Jays are kind of finding their stride right now. They've made some pretty solid trades. I know the trade deadline is going to be probably coming up right after we release this video. So it will be the same day we release this video. We'll be having our own probably trade reaction video too. So stay tuned to that. Make sure that subscribe button for that. But
Mhm.
the Toronto Blue Jays, I know I haven't put them up here yet. Let me go and do that. I've been lacking this video. But like I was saying, they've been kind of figuring out their stride. Their pitching is kind of get there. Alek Manoah came back up, had a really solid first game, but was kind of iffy in his past 2 starts. The offense is just absolutely unreal. Bo Bichette, Vladdy, Matt Chapman, George Springer, really, really, this guy's really kind of struggling this year. I saw that he was the first time he was out of the leadoff spot in like 5 or 6 years. So this team's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of contact, and I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the season.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're starting to show that they're definitely better than my Yankees, so that hurts to see. But the Blue Jays definitely a really solid team. Not sleeping on them because they're loaded with names at the end of the day. So that's a team that should be making a push like that. But to keep it in the AL East, though, For the number 6 team in our power rankings, you got the Tampa Bay Rays with a record of 65 and 44. And this team used to be a lock on the number 1 spot earlier on in our power rankings, all the way down to the second half. Kind of a decent drop off right there, but at the same time, still a solid team overall. I don't want to speak too down on them, but there's definitely showing a lot of cracks, a lot of vulnerabilities, excuse me, on their team.
Oh, yeah, even though they have, I think, the 2nd or 3rd best record in all of baseball right now, even though we have them at 6, they're kinda showing it that they're kind of in this range or maybe even further, to be honest. Since their really historical start, they've been kind of a 500 team the entire year. If it wasn't for that really hot start, they may not even really be in that wild card, spot right now, so this is a very interesting team to keep an eye on the rest of the year, but they just got some really solid guys on their entire team. But to move on to our number 5 team right now, we have the Houston Astros with a record of 60 and 47. And to be honest, I see the Astros moving up this list. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if they end up taking this division. They are finally getting healthy. Yordan Alvarez has just got activated. Jose Altuve has been activated from his second stint on the IL this year, so I'm super excited to see these guys come back. And they're just probably going to finally figure everything out and get going in stride. They've pretty much caught Texas. I think they're 1 or 2 games back right now. So this is just going to be a very interesting race going down the way because the Los Angeles Angels they've definitely made some trades to kind of make it interesting too.
Yeah, Houston finally getting healthy. Scary sight for the American League for sure, because this has been the kingpin of the American League for a while now. And yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they take this division sooner or later, even though it's finally a race for them. I feel like they would have been running away with it for sure up to this point, but they weren't healthy, to be honest, up to this point. Now they are, though, so this number 14 better watch out. But as of right now, they still got the number 4 spot over them. We got the Texas Rangers with a record of 60 and 47. Still one of the best offenses in baseball, to be honest. And yeah, even though Houston's creeping up on them, I would still say Texas is a top team for sure in baseball. And dealing with some health struggles right now. Hopefully, they could get past that down this stretch right now, because they really need to with a team like Houston on their back.
Oh, yeah, no, when I was looking up some stats earlier, I saw one that kinda I wouldn't say really just popped out. They're the only team right now with over 1,000 hits right now. I thought that was pretty cool, and it's by,
Dang.
like, almost 60 hits too. So, I just thought that was pretty neat, but yeah, Texas, one of the best offenses all of baseball. Their pitching staff just got bolstered with through the trade deadline, getting Max Scherzer, Jordan Montgomery, and I know I'm
Mhm.
missing 2 other names right now, but they're getting those 2 guys. I know Nathan Eovaldi just went on the IL, but it's huge getting those guys to replace him, and they're all in, and I love it. I just absolutely love it. But to move on to one of the best offenses in the NL, you got the Los Angeles Dodgers that are number 3 team right now. They have a record of 59 and 45 right now, and this is just another team that I feel like is just going to get a little better going throughout the year too. They're probably going to get Walker Buehler back at some point at the end of this year. I hope so. That'd be huge. Clayton Kershaw is probably going to come back at some point too. They've made some really good trades, bringing back Kike Hernandez. I absolutely love that. They brought in some other good pieces too, but Los Angeles Dodgers looking like a team to reckon with.
Yeah, Dodgers gonna Dodger. I feel like this is something year in, year out with them if they don't already have the lead by a big margin in their division. But honestly, I know we've seen them last year already, but the duo between Mookie and Freddie Freeman has just been a really fun thing to see this season. And yeah, it's just honestly one of the, if you think about it, one of the most talented duos in all of baseball. Top 3 without a doubt. I think that's an easy thing to say.
Oh, yeah, that is an absolutely ridiculous duo, to be honest, and I love watching them play. But the other guy I was thinking of was Ahmed Rosario from the Cleveland Guardians. I think that's a really good pickup, especially since their shortstop position was hasn't been the greatest this year.
Oh yeah, definitely a solid pickup for them. Ahmed Rosario, really good season in 2022. Maybe, I know it wasn't the same this year, but maybe a new scenery can honestly light a spark under him, because the Dodgers definitely could use that, even though they're in a good position right now in the NL West. But as for our number 2 team, the top of the AL East, it's really close between the top 2. But I would say this team is better in my eyes as of right now. The Baltimore Orioles, just one of the youngest, most electric teams in baseball, and honestly, they're just really good all around. I know I said they're young, and they are, but they've also got some key veteran pieces, I feel like. And one of my favorite ones, Anthony Santander. I've been a fan of him for some time now. Surprisingly, in his 8th season in the MLB, so that's a veteran, if you ask me. But all around, this team is running the AL East right now, and that's crazy to me because the turnaround for the Orioles has been a great one.
Oh, they're going to be good for a long, long time because they just keep on churning up prospects. I know that they've been a lot of talks about them trading for Shohei Ohtani. I know they got the prospects for it, but if I'm them, honestly, I'm keeping those prospects. You got a lot of good prospects down there, and I think that kind of outweighs one player. But you never know. I could be wrong.
I see what you're saying, but honestly, if they could fill out their team to a really solid squad with the prospects that they can hold on to still, while picking up Shohei Ohtani and giving up a few other prospects, I would really consider that, to be honest, because that might just push them into like serious contention if that really were to happen. And I know they're not in a win now mindset, even though they kind of are with how loaded their prospect system is. They're kind of in a win for a long time mindset, I feel like. But they could really expedite that if they did that trade. That'd be crazy. And that's a realistic destination for Otani too. So I'd be horrified as a Yankees fan if that were to happen. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, well, baseball might hurt. Like, baseball might equate to paid if that were to happen, basically. But respect to Baltimore, they run the AL East now. If you ask me.
Oh, yeah, and before I move on to our number one team right now, which I'm pretty sure everyone's got a pretty good idea who it is. It's been our number one team for a couple months now, but Grayson Rodriguez, this dude, since he got called back up, has had two really good starts. I know he pitched really good against your Yankees in one of the games, so that was nice to see. But to move on
Oh
to our
my
number one team, we have the Atlanta Braves, my Atlanta Braves, who have a record of 67-37. And to be honest, they are coming off a super dominant series against the Milwaukee Brewers. I really wasn't expecting that, especially since the Brewers have been playing pretty well as of recent. We actually took 5 of 6 of them in the past 2 weeks, so a pretty good showing for us. But I mean, this team honestly is just gonna get better. Max Fried is expected to come back soon. Kyle Wright will hopefully be back for the postseason. We're gonna probably trade for a pretty good reliever or a starter. So I mean, there's just a lot going on with this team. The offense is on a historic pace too. I saw the team OPS is over 830, which is absolutely insane.
that's
So,
nuts.
I mean, I don't want to talk too much about them because it's my team too. But I mean, Christian, what do you think about my team right now?
Dog, what do you think about my team, the best team in baseball? I'm jealous. No, I'm fine. I'm not jealous because it's been really fun, really entertaining baseball. And even though I'm not a Braves fan, just being around Braves baseball, it's a dope setting. I'm not gonna lie. So it's fun to watch. I really enjoyed Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzy Albies, and a lot of your other players. So it's fun baseball for sure. I'm really enjoying it. And the Braves, the 2023 Braves, they're built different. Even though for a quick little second after the All Star break, I was kind of like, "Whoa, what's happening?" But nah, they're all good.
Yeah, we lost 7 out of 10 at one point, but we kind of figured it out since then. But I will say one thing though, if we can't get like a dominant 1-2 starter like Fried and Spencer Strider for the playoffs, I really don't think that we're gonna make a deep run because in the playoffs, honestly, you need those two dominant starting pitchers. We saw that last year with the Phillies. They rode not Zach Gallen, Zach Wheeler, and Aaron Nola the entire postseason. So that's kind of one thing I'm concerned with because this is Spencer Strider's first full season as a starter. Last year, he only pitched like half of it. And I mean, Charlie Morton's not the same guy anymore. And some of these other guys like Bryce Elder is having a hiccup too. So really, really need Max Fried to get back. So that's just one thing I want to say.
Yeah, you're pretty spot on with that because when it comes to winning series, you just need those couple of wins. And I do think dominant pitchers, if they're really on their shit, they could really pull off 2 wins for a team in a series. And yeah, Freed is that guy for y'all for sure because he's proven it in the postseason and he would get it done. And Strider, I think if he can get
It's the,
acclimated to
it's
that, he
it's
could
just
be.
the durability for him. I just don't know how his arm's gonna hold up the entire year.
Maybe he should take a day off a leg day, maybe, and just do some
I don't
bicep
think
curls
he's
because
I don't
it's
think
all
he's
legs.
ever gonna do that.
No, I'm just messing. But yeah, I see what you're saying for sure. But still, I would really optimistic if I were a Braves fan right now.
Mhm.
And as a Yankees fan, I can't say the same. Even though they are like, if there was a spot above number one right now, that's where the Yankees would be. But
You mean below 30?
That's crazy.
I'm
But
kidding. I'm
no,
kidding.
I know, but definitely, I'm not gonna even try to argue their top 10 because we just got Aaron Judge back, who went yard on his in his first game back. That was dope to see. But it is pretty late right now. He was out for a while, and although our offense is completely different with Judge in the lineup, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be enough, especially with the quality of the teams in the AL East. But this is our July power rankings. Yeah, this is definitely. I like a bit of the mix up right now. I like seeing the Reds in the top 10 and just the bottom half being a little different.
I think
And
we
the
have 2 new teams in this month. I think
Mhm.
Cincy and Philly, I don't think we had them last month.
Yeah, that's true. And then seeing the Rays down this low now, that's definitely interesting to
Shocking.
see. Yeah, but if you guys agree or if you guys don't agree, if you feel a certain type of way about your team being off this list or in a position that you don't think they should be, let us know in the comments down below what you think and how you think August is going to play out as well. Let us know what you think about that for sure. And go ahead and subscribe because we're going to be dropping our August power ranking, of course, at the end of August. So look forward to that and leave a like because, and we appreciate any and all support because it's been a fun time covering this season and 2023 baseball. It's looking like it's going to be a good one as we're heading closer and closer to the postseason. Looking forward to that though, but until then, peace.
Peace.